Welcome. In front of me is a OPPO Find X9, and today I want to show you how you can enable and set up your portable hotspot. So anyway, to get started, we will swipe down from the top right side of the screen. This will bring down all the toggles, and here you're looking for the hotspot toggle. If it's not visible on the first page, you can swipe to the left to the second page, and that's actually where it is located for me. But if you can't see it anywhere, you can click right here on this pencil and then click on the plus, and in here you'll find all the toggles that are turned off. So you can just grab them, drag them over here, drop in, click on done, and they will be added. Now once you have this toggle visible here, first time around hold it and then select more settings. And this takes you obviously to the settings here, and we're going to start off by selecting Hotspot Settings and change our password. It is a randomly generated one, so obviously not the greatest to try to type it in and remember. Now your password will need to have at least 8 characters in length. That can be letters, numbers, doesn't really matter. I'll be using just numbers to keep it very simple. And once you change the password, I recommend just immediately saving it, just so you don't forget about it. And in here, we also have other options below. So you have security. I recommend keeping it as it is. AP band, we have option between 2, 2.4 or 5 gigahertz. And I like the fact that companies started to give this kind of quick little message, so more compatible or faster. I actually really like how Samsung did it with the slider, basically, but they also have 6 gigahertz, so there is additional option right here. But the lower the number, let's put it this way, in gigahertz, the more compatible it is, and 2.4 is basically the lowest it gets when it comes down to Wi-Fi. So any kind of device that ever was produced always will support, as long as it had any kind of Wi-Fi capability, it will always support 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Now the 5 gigahertz one will be a bit newer devices, so like super old ones do not support it. The benefit is 5 gigahertz is faster, and also more stable of a connection, but there is just kind of, let's just call it pointlessness to this. So because you're going to be broadcasting your phone's network, and you can connect to this using either the 2.4 or 5 gigahertz. If you go with the 5 gigahertz, I mean, cool, it's going to be working just fine. It might be less obstructed network, because most kind of very congested areas that have a lot of different networks will typically have the 2.4. 5 will be a little bit more free and just probably better for user experience. But if you live, I don't know, like a building complex where there isn't too many networks in general, then this doesn't really matter. And the benefit of it being faster doesn't really make sense right here, because you're still relying on the mobile network. And mobile network, for the most part, doesn't go any faster than like, 50 megabits, which is well in the capability of the 2.4 gigahertz connection, I guess you could call it. 5 gigahertz obviously will be faster, but at these speeds of phones networks, this doesn't make much difference. You won't really be able to tell the difference that your network is faster, because you're just limited by the actual mobile network itself. So honestly, select 2.4. This gives you the best kind of compatibility, so you don't need to worry about this in the future. And only change this if you are in an area where you constantly keep losing the signal, or it's running like shit, or whatever the reason is, where you have just some kind of problems which you don't usually experience. This could be just caused by way too many 2.4 gigahertz signals being around with way too many devices connected to it. So at that point, it could cause you some problems, and changing it to the 5 gigahertz one will get you better experience. But that's really all you would be looking for, better experience. Anyway, moving on, we have the hide hotspot. I don't recommend turning that on. It would mean that you'd need to manually type in this entire name right here as a name of the network by adding it manually, and then also manually type in the password, which, well, that you already do. But in terms of the name, you usually just click on the Wi-Fi name. Here you have to manually add it, and if you type it in incorrectly, well, you're not going to be connecting to anything. And lastly, we have use Wi-Fi 6. This honestly doesn't matter. specifically if you're using the 2.4 gigahertz, this absolutely means nothing. And just to kind of give you a heads up, Wi-Fi 6 is the 5 gigahertz band. So yeah. What does it actually tell us? Wi-Fi 6 protocol provides a fast connection. Hotspot using Wi-Fi 6 may not be found by some older devices. Okay, yeah, so basically it says what I told you, but I'm kind of confused. How is it using Wi-Fi 6 at 2.4 gigahertz? Huh? This doesn't really make sense. And just to kind of give you a heads up, Wi-Fi 6 is, like I mentioned, Wi-Fi 5 gigahertz. Now, there is a 6 gigahertz band, but that is Wi-Fi 6E. I know, not confusing at all, right? Wi-Fi 6 and 6E, they're about the same, but they actually have two different, completely different gigahertz standards. So, God knows why Wi-Fi is even like naming this shit this way. So typically, if you select the Wi-Fi 5 gigahertz right here, you would technically be using Wi-Fi 6 by the definition of what it's capable of. 2.4 Wi-Fi, which would, if you name it like that, wouldn't be capable of doing the 5 gigahertz. But in any case, once you change the settings right here, we can close this. I do want to also talk about one last option, which is this one, automatically turn off personal hotspot, and that turns it off after 10 minutes of inactivity. Right? Oh no, it's not connected. There's no devices connected. Okay, so this one is actually a little bit better. Some devices do have a timer of inactivity. This one is non-connected devices. I recommend keeping that on, as sometimes when you use your hotspot, you will walk away with your phone. You're done using it, but you will forget to turn it off. It's just kind of like natural. You just take your phone and move on. When you move on, you will the other device that you were using with this hotspot will most likely disconnect because of distance, and therefore this will kick in the timer and turn off your hotspot on its own, even when you forget about it. And this will be good because when you enable your hotspot, so let's find the toggle, tap on it, your hotspot will consume more of your phone's battery. And it's running right now the hotspot, which consumes more phone battery, and it's running Wi-Fi. So obviously some energy will be going here. So when you're done using it and you forget about it, the device will turn it off for you and obviously preserve a little bit more battery because of that. Now you can also turn it off yourself, like I just did, to basically circumvent that timer, so you can just do it faster and again just get tiny bit more battery out of it. But if you forget about it, you don't need to worry about it. By default, the device will remember it for you. So anyway, I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.